So Donna, in the Politico piece, do you regret using the word rigged then? It's a very loaded term, and it suggests that the process was weighted toward one candidate over the other.
If you read the excerpt without the context, I learned the hard way, because, you know, I had to go out there on Twitter, and I had to put, I did not say the process was rigged. I said I went to find out.
But then you said you came back and called Bernie after you found your proof
cancer, that there was cancer.
But you said proof of it being rigged in the piece. No?
I said no. Willie, I got to show you. You know, I got a little St. Anthony here, honey. And I said I would get to the bottom of whether or not Hillary's team had rigged the party process in her favor. And then I went back. And I said, by September 7th, I found, the day I was making this call to Bernie, I had found my proof, and what I had found broke my heart. I thought the party I had given so much of my life to was better than this.
So what did you find your proof of?
The cancer was that the DNC had signed the staff of the DNC. Not an officer. Debbie was the staff, had signed a memorandum with the staff of the Clinton campaign to take over certain departments in exchange for bailing us out. And I also ended up saying in the book that Hillary bailed us out. I mean, she put us on a starvation diet. That's Hillary. But she bailed the party out.
But so then this agreement was okay, let's say it wasn't rigged.
It was cancerous.
This agreement put in place by the Clinton campaign was a cancer.
It stopped me from doing my job as chair.
Right.
Willie, when you're the chair of the party, just like when you own anything, you own a house, you get in there, you got the key, and then you got the checkbook. I didn't have the key or the checkbook. And meanwhile, we were being hacked. We were being hacked by the Russians. They were coming after us like, you know what? And all I needed was the ability to raise money and to fight, because I wanted Hillary to win. I wanted Democrats across the country to win. I wanted to motivate and energize this party. But they told me, Madam Chair, we'll give you $2 million. I said, I need $8. I want my money.
So can you clarify?
I wanted to fight.
Clarify one thing, because now, in reaction to your piece, the Clinton campaign and other Democrats have come out and said, well, this joint financial agreement that you've referred to was meant for the general election, not for the primary process. In other words, it wouldn't have rigged the primary process. It was meant to defeat whoever the Republican nominee. So can you clarify what that was for?
All right. First of all, let me just say this for the record. I was an unpaid officer for 8 years. I took this job, giving up everything in my life to go over there because I wanted Hillary to win.
Right.
The attacks on me don't bother me. I've been attacked by the Russians and the Chinese. I'm still over people trying to threaten folks. I said to them, point blank, stop this. I am a chair of the party. I report to the officers and the ranking and files of the Democratic Party. I do not report to the Clinton campaign. Donna Brazile, as an officer of the Democratic National Committee, did not fiduciary responsibilities to them. I had fiduciary responsibilities to my party. When the chair of the party cannot sign an FEC report on money that is being raised in her name, that is a cancer. And I spoke out because I don't want it to happen again, Willie.
So just to clarify, Donna,
I am a fighter, baby.
We know you're a fighter, but I want to clarify. Was the financial agreement for the general election, as the Clinton campaign has now claimed, or was it for the primary process?
It was not utilized. And let me tell you, Amy Dacey, she does not like me to mention her name. So, Amy, I said your name. Amy and the staff of the Democratic Party made sure none of those resources went for primary purposes. And I also checked on that. You understand, I did a forensic. What did I have to lose at this point? I had already been, beaten with the hacking. So all I wanted to do was to get to the bottom, because I wanted to convince Bernie. Bernie, who said he would go out there and campaign. Bernie, who said he would raise money. Bernie, who sent staff over to the DNC. But I also wanted to let the...
Bernie, who could have won.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'll put money on that.
She won 3 out of the 4 contests. I know the Democratic Party. She won 3 out of 4. I think if the election went on and on,
Donna,
he would have caught up.
Donna,
but I don't know if he could have won.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you and several other people who I respect greatly could not get to the Clinton campaign 2-3 weeks out before the election with the fact incompetent, that they were depending on algorithms rather than common sense, that they had no sense of scheduling, going to industrial states like Wisconsin, Ohio? Why is it that so many people either were mute, reluctant, or unable to crash into that inner circle and tell them you're going to lose the election?
You know, and Mike, everybody knows, Mika, forgive me, but, you know, I'm a little Catholic girl. You know, I cuss and I go to church every Saturday or Sunday, say, bless me, Father, I've sinned. I try, okay? They had a maniacal focus on 270. It was their strategy, it was their plan, and I said to them, I understand, but I'm going to Colorado, I'm going to Florida, I'm in Pennsylvania, I'm in North Carolina, I'm in these states. I wasn't just sitting in Washington, D.C., but you could not crack them. And if I went back and said, I need some posters, people are calling me in Little Haiti. They want some radio spots. Madam Chair, it's okay. It was so condescending. And Mika, you know what I did last week? Because, you know, I'm this kind of girl. I went over and told Robbie, my book is coming out.
All right.
I text people, I call them. I'm not scared. And I said, the book is coming out. It's going to be a little controversial, it's going to be a little hot, because, you know, it's dripping with a little hot sauce. And you know what they did? The same thing they did to me last year, which really made me mad. They did this. So I wanted Hillary to win. 1 year ago, I'm sitting here somewhere in Manhattan in the ballroom, and I'm hearing from people in Durham, North Carolina. They're in line. The polls are not open. The machines are down. I'm calling up to the high command. Guess what, guys? We got a problem. We got a problem. Oh, we're going to fix it. The night of the election, I'm still on the phone. In Detroit, turnout is low. I'm still trying to get people to turn out. I'm still trying to get people in Flint. Now, don't make me cry, because it's too early to cry, because I ain't got nothing that this man has in his cup. But let me tell you what made me so mad. We never had a chance, because they didn't compete in places where people get the message. If they would have heard from the campaign, and somebody would have said, Mika, I need your help. I got to say one last thing. Don't underestimate the Russians and what they did. You see, I can tell that story because they corrupted our entire data. They corrupted our data bank. They corrupted our files. They were in our files until October 21st, and they were mean. They took stuff. They took more than our emails. They wiped out our files. So, Don, and I had to make a decision.
So, Don, I want to get down to the core of your criticism, because I'm going to use cancer. I'm going to use your word.
My critique.
Your critique. Your word, cancer. The cancer, as you describe it in the book, is this financial agreement that was put in place between the Clinton campaign and the DNC. So, again, the Clinton campaign has said that was intended only for the general election. Was that a financial agreement about the Democratic primary process or just about the general election?
The paper said the general election. What I found was that they had already started to make investments in technology and research and communications. And by hiring consultants to start doing that, by beginning the general election process before a nominee is chosen, I found that unacceptable, and in the book I use the word unethical.
And that put Bernie Sanders at a disadvantage in the primary?
I believe it put the Democratic process under the spotlight. So whether you're Martin O'Malley, Bernie Sanders, Lincoln Chafee, or Jim Webb, that's not fair. But Hillary bailed the campaign out. The political party, the DNC, was broke.
Was it a fair fight, yes or no?
I believe it was a fair fight, because ultimately the voters decided.
Between Bernie and Hillary, it was a fair fight?
It was not. I was saying that in real time.
Okay.
Come on.
You know, was it fair? What do you mean?
Well, you've suggested the financial agreement gave her an advantage. So was it a fair fight?
It gave her a strategic advantage on starting the general election internally, in terms of putting resources into what? Investigating Donald Trump, you know, doing research on Donald Trump. That's what I found.
So I think,
but was it a fair fight in terms of the New York primary on April 19th or the Pennsylvania primary? Yes. I mean, what could she get?
Donna,
She could not rig the primary.
I think the arrogance the campaign showed you is the arrogance the campaign. It was the way they conducted themselves throughout the entire process. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz was no help.